Alright guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to make this badass website in under an hour. To make it, we took inspiration from Apple, Airbnb, Uber, and Instagram. All of these companies are multi-billion-dollar companies, so we're trying to copy what they're doing. They've spent millions figuring out what works, so we're taking that and we're making it for ourselves. You can see we got our services, we got a slider, we got an e-commerce shop, and we got our contact form. So what are we going to need for all this? What we're going to need is first hosting, which will cost you about $9 a month. Then while you're getting that at HostGator, you can also get your domain name for $6 a year. WordPress will be free. And to create the website, we're going to be using Divi Theme from Elegant Themes, and their developer package costs $89 a year. So your total is going to run a little over $100 versus for a website of this quality from a web designer, you're going to be looking at least $5,000, and it's going to take probably a month to get it versus 1 hour. So with all that out of the way, now I'm going to show you step by step how to make this website. And by the end of the next hour, you're going to have your own functioning website. Alright, so here we are in a fresh WordPress install. And to get you to here, we're going to need to get a domain name and hosting. So click on the link in the description and it's going to take you to HostGator. And from here, you can pick a plan. Depending on what you want to do, you can get either the hatchling plan, which is cheaper if you only want to have one website with one domain, or you can check out the baby plan, which will let you have unlimited domains. So we're going to do that. So from here you can pick out your domain name, and we'll just type something in. And you can see it'll tell you if it's available or not. So this is available, so we'll go down here. We're going to no domain name, privacy, you don't really need that, it's just a waste of money. Here you can recheck your plan if you want to change anything, the time length, depending on how long, you'll get a bigger discount. Your username, you'll fill all that in, We don't want any of this, we don't need it. And here you can get 25% off if you put in the Bro Cave coupon code. This is an affiliate link, so we will get a little bit of money, but you get 25% off for using it. And from here, you're just going to click check out now. So after you check out, they're going to send you an email. It's going to have a link with all your information on your account and all that, and they're going to have a link to your cPanel. So you're going to click on that, log in, and it'll take you to this. This is your control panel. This is where you're going to do most of the stuff related to your hosting and your domains and all that. But you're going to want to go down to Quick Install. Click on that. And from here, you're just going to go down to WordPress, click on that, install, and then you're going to fill out this with your domain, the title of your website, and all that, whatever you want, and that will automatically create a database and install WordPress for you. So after running the quick install and waiting a few hours, this is what your website should look like. It's just the generic WordPress install. But for this tutorial, we're going to be using the Divi theme. And to get that, you're going to want to click in the link in the description, which will take you to Elegant Themes' website. And for this tutorial, I'd recommend getting the developer theme because that also includes their plugins, which will let you do some pretty cool stuff. Like, this is their Monarch plugin. It lets you do all your social media so that people can share your website and your pages really easily. It also includes these things. And for like sign up for your email newsletter or whatever, they have their Bloom plugin, which lets you do this. It lets you do pop-ups and a bunch of other cool stuff like that. So after you've signed up for Elegant Themes, it'll take you to this, which is your user dashboard, and you'll see all your available downloads. These are the plugins, but what we want right now is the Divi theme. So you'll just click download, and then from there you'll go to your dashboard on WordPress and you'll click add new, and you can just upload it directly from your files. So now that we've got the Divi theme downloaded, we're going to go back to our dashboard. We're going to go to Appearances, Themes, and then we're going to activate Divi. So now if we head back to our website, we can see that we've got the different layout now, and Divi is working correctly. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the dashboard again, and we're going to make all the pages that we need for our website. So we're going to go Pages, All Pages, and we're going to trash the sample page that it comes with. And then we're going to go to Add New. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make the home page and just click Publish. And I'm going to pause here and I'll make the rest and then I'll get back to you. Alright, so here we are with all the pages we need for our website. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make the menu for the site. So we're going to go to Appearances and Menus. And now we have to create our menu, so we're just going to call it Main. Create Menu. And now to put pages on there, you just check them off here. And add to menu. And it's real simple, it's just drag and drop to readjust them. So we're going to put home up here, services, blog last. Alright. Now we're just going to save it. Alright, so now if we head over to the front page, we can see that our menu is up there now. So now we're going to move on to making our home page. So to do that, we're going to go to Theme Customizer. And then we're going to go to Static Front Page. We have to put our home page as the front page so that we can edit it, and then select blog for the page that we want our post to go to. Then we're going to save and publish that. We'll click out. And now we can see we have the option to edit our page. Alright, so now we're going to click on Edit Page, and that's going to take us to the back end of our home page so that we can make changes to it. And then we're going to click Use the Divi Builder. This is what's going to let us basically make this website with no coding, really no technical knowledge needed. And we're going to be able to make today what, if you went to a professional web designer, it'd probably cost you $2,000 to $5,000 at the minimum. So first we're going to click Full Width Section. We're going to add a full width slider. We're going to save and exit that. We're going to go drag that up, get rid of this, and in our next standard section we're going to do 3, and we're going to put in blurbs. Save. And then we're going to duplicate. We're just going to pull this over. Add a full width section next. And then here we're going to do a full width portfolio. And now we're going to put on our shop. Finally, we're going to add in a contact form. I need to switch that around. Put in some blurbs again. And there we go, we got the layout of our homepage. Something which would probably cost you about $2 grand, and we did it in about 2 minutes. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take care of the slider. I'm going to click here, upload image. And I've already got a bunch here. I downloaded them from unsplash.com. Their website, they just have a ton of free high-res images, so this is the website I go to for most of my images. So we're just going to use this one, set as background, save. Now we're going to full width slider and add new slide. Our heading is just going to be discover, because it seems like a tradition for these YouTube website how-tos to have some cheesy ass text. Now, button text, our services. Here we got, we can get that later. And I'll just be aware, whatever URL you put in there is where the button will take you. So we're going to slide here, background color, we're going to put it black, and then we're going to change the transparency to 50. So I'm going to go to advanced design settings. I'll put header font at 45. And we want roboto condensed. And we're going to make it bold. Alright, we're going to save it. Now we're going to update. So here's where we were. Now we can see this nice little full width header so far. Alright, now we're going to do the blurbs, and before we do that, we're going to have to make pages for our services, and I've already gone ahead and done that. So, as you can see, I've made the pages and I put them into our menu already. And we're making this website from the perspective of like a graphic designer, photographer, so that's why I've made these as our services. You can see that because they're tucked in there, like this, they show up on the menu as a submenu. So we're going to go back to our back end of our home page. Take care of the first blurb. So this is going to be graphic design. We're going to grab. Now we're going to wait to get the URL actually. So we can choose our little icon. And there's a ton of them, so no matter what you're making your website for, you can probably find an icon in there for it. We're going to make it black. No animation. Center it. And we're going to go to font is going to be Roboto condensed. 32 font size. Black font. Body font's going to be Roboto again. It's going to be 20. And now we're going to go to custom CSS. This is going to be the closest we get to actual coding. I've already got it all made out for us, so you're just going to have to type this into the main element CSS, and that'll give us a little underline type of effect. So now we're going to go back to general settings, and we're just going to throw in some dummy font. Save, update, refresh. That's going to be our process going forward, and I'm not going to show you the rest of these two. It's just a waste of time. It'll be the same thing, and so I'll do that and I'll be right back. Alright, so here are the finished blurbs, and you can see if you click on them, they'll take you to whatever URL you assign to it. So our next thing to do is take care of full width portfolio. So to do that, we have to go to projects first and add new. From here, we're just going to set a featured image, because this is what will show on the slider. So we're just going to take this, and we're just going to put tiger, and we're going to make category, we're just going to call them photography. If you want down here, you can just put in whatever you want, but we're not going to bother with that. So I'm going to add in the rest of these pictures to the projects, and then I'll get right back to you. Alright, so now that we got the projects taken care of, we can go into this full width portfolio. I actually don't like having the title in there. I think it makes it look worse, so we're just going to leave that blank. We want photography checked, or whatever category you have. We want it left at carousel. And we're going to leave post number blank, because that limits, if you put a number in, it'll only show that many of your projects, but if you leave it blank, it'll show them all. I'm not going to show the date. We're going to put on automatic, and we're going to put it 3,000 milliseconds, so it'll cycle every 3 seconds. I'm going to save, update, refresh here. Scroll down. Here is our portfolio. And it should, it filters every once in a while. So there it is. So now we're going to make the shop, do that similar to the full width portfolio, and that instead of making projects, we're going to have to make products. And to do that, you're going to need the WooCommerce plugin, which you'll get by going to plugins, add new. Once you're there, you can go to popular. And from there, you'll just click install now and download it, and then you'll be caught up to me. So we'll click on products and add product. So we'll just name this. Set product image, which will be what shows up on the shop. Let's do this again. And here, there's a bunch of stuff you can do. You can set your price, you can set the number if you have that, but we're just going to check downloadable and virtual. And we're going to set the price. And it should be good. So I'm going to add in the rest of these products and then I'll be right back. So now that we got all those products made, we're going to go in shop. We're going to leave this as is. The only thing we're going to change is the default number of columns. We're going to change that to 3. And we're going to click Save and Exit and update. Refresh this. As we can see, as easy as that, we now have the ability to sell items on our website. So the final thing we have to do on the home page is create the contact form. First thing we're going to do is we're going to change up the background color a little bit so it's not just solid white on the home page. I'm going to change this to that right there. Nice light shade of gray. Now we're going to take care of these blurbs. So this is going to be phone number, icon, pick out this phone, make it black, replace it to the left. Phone number is going to be save that. And this is going to be email. Icon again. Select this little envelope. Set that left again. And we're just going to put in now, going to update, refresh. We have our nice little contact form area, and we'll go back and we'll make sure to change the color of this so it doesn't look so goofy. Alright, so we're going to go back into the editor and change this, and we're going to add a call to action up here. So what we're going to do in the contact form is we're going to go to advanced design settings. We're going to go down here to custom styles. We're going to get button border color. I'm going to change that to black. We also need to change the font color. I'm going to change that to black too. So we got that taken care of. Now we're going to add a row. Pull this up. Put in a call to action. Just do get in touch. Make sure that background is the same as the section background. Center our text. Put this or email this. Save. Update. And refresh. You see there's too much space, and we don't want this white. We need to change that, so we'll go back. And to remove that space, we'll go into here. Remove, we'll put 0 padding in both of these sections. And let's go back into here and change the font color. Also want to increase this to 32. Update it again. Now we can see we got this nice call to action up here, and our button looks a lot better. And probably one of the coolest features of Divi is that we can save these sections like this. So we're going to save it, add it to our library. And now we can make our contact us page just by copying and pasting that exact same section in there. So if we go to edit, so we're going to go to add from the library. We're going to add this contact form. You can see you just pulled in that thing, pulled out that whole section from the home page to our contact page, which saves us a ton of time from having to keep making the same stuff. If you're going to use a consistent layout, it'll save you a ton of time. Now we can see there is our contact us page. So now that we got the home page and the contact page done, we're going to work on the header. So to do that, we're going to go to Theme Customizer. Now we're going to go to Header Format. We're going to do to Centered Inline Logo. We're going to primary menu, we're going to hide the logo. We're going to make it full width. Menu height's going to go to 100. Text size is going to go to 16. Okay. And active link color, we're going to change it to a nice red color. Now we're going to change the background color to transparent. So now we're going to move to the fixed navigation settings. We're going to hide the logo, set it to 50. Text, we're going to leave it 14. Background color is going to go to black. with 50% opacity. So it's slightly transparent. Okay, so you can see now with this black background it's kind of hard to read, so we're going to change our primary link color to white. We're going to change our active link color to red so visitors can tell which page they're on. So it looks like our header is where we want it to be, so we're going to save. So now the only thing we really have left is the portfolio and About Us page, because when we downloaded WooCommerce, it automatically fills in your shop page for you. So that's already done for us, so now we just have portfolio and About Us. So for portfolio, we're going to go to Edit Page. We're going to click Use the Divi Builder. And we're just going to insert a portfolio module. Do full width layout. Actually, we're going to do grid. Photography. Do not categories or pages. So we're going to save and exit. Update. View the page. And that's all it takes. Portfolio done. Alright, so now we got that done, we can go to the About Us page. We're going to Edit Page. Same routine. Use the Divi Builder. And first one, we're just going to put in a call to action. So we're going to do about our company. We're not going to put a button on it. Background's going to be white. Text is going to be dark. Centered it. And this is just going to be a bunch of dummy text. Underneath that, we're going to add a row. I'm just putting these in, I think they're cool. I'm going to put in some number counters. So you can do something like this, like customers served. You put in your number, take off the % sign, change to black, save. We'll do years of experience. Let's make this background. Actually, let's separate this out so we can make the background different so it doesn't all run together. We can just drag this down, which is pretty cool. Make this background light gray. Save and update. And actually, if we're going to need to remove the padding on that too, go in here. Alright, we ignore that and set the padding to 0 on both of them. Save it and update it and view our page. And we got a nice little about our company page. So the last thing we gotta do with this website is the footers and the sidebars. So to do that, we're gonna go to our dashboard, and the first thing we're gonna mess with is Monarch. So we're gonna go Tools and Monarch Settings, and then Networks. So we're gonna add just the main ones, so Facebook, Twitter, Google+. So these are here. We're going to save changes. And this is what will give us our little sidebar on our website, and I'll show you that later. And you have tons of little customization options here. Press that to the right. You can choose, you probably don't want on your home page, it kind of makes it look less, I don't know what you want to say, maybe sophisticated, so you're going to probably want to leave that off, but you do have the option, and you're going to save that. So now if we go back and refresh, it should be there. And there it is, so people can easily share your pages, your blog posts. That'll help with your SEO and just getting traffic to your website. And the next thing we're going to mess with is our social follow. And we're going to add Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and Instagram. So apply that. And here's where you can put in the URLs to your profiles so that it'll link them to it, and then so they can follow you. So we're going to save. We're going to go to the widget, and this is where you can kind of customize it. But I'm not going to mess with that right now. So after you've done that, you're going to go to Appearances and Widgets. We're going to throw this in our footer area. Actually, I already got it in there. We're also going to put it in our sidebar. We're going to get rid of some of this stuff. And we'll go refresh and we'll check out our footer. There we can see this little thing. If you click and hit your URL, it'd take you to the profile. We can also see, if we go to shop, we can check out our sidebar where it has the same thing now. And the other thing you can do with the Balloon plugin, which we haven't set up because you have to have a email service provider to activate it, but if we did, you'd be able to do something like we have on the Burrow Cave, which is a little email opt-in form which you can put in your sidebar or your footer or wherever you want to put it. So that's another option for your footer. And you can also put just any of these. You can put recent posts in your footer, categories, you can put a bunch of different stuff. So that's basically it for this tutorial. If you made it this far, you basically saved yourself $5,000 and 3 weeks of time messing around with a web designer. This really wasn't meant to be an in-depth thing. I was kind of trying to show you how to make a basic website with Divi. So if you have questions, feel free to comment, and I'm more than open to making a more in-depth video in the future. That's about it. Just subscribe, share, and thanks for watching.